I remember one year, I traveled for a conference somewhere. My life is a testimony. That's why sometimes I look at Christians who misbehave. I just laugh at them. I've never seen anything in this world that will happen to me, that will make it difficult for me not to do the program of God. Never. That thing has not been born. There was a certain year I went to do a conference in Benue State. Massive conference. A business conference. That was the year 2012. I finished from that conference, and then I was to go somewhere, and I got a means to go there. I didn't go with my vehicle. So I went out on a different means. But when I got to the destination and was coming down, these guys who drive this truck, they call them, is it Marua people that drive trucks of water, Hausa guys who carry water inside one long wheelbarrow that they make with irons. One of them was scaling the cliff, scaling that street, and he lost control. And this was me stepping out of the vehicle, and his truck rushed my right leg. The edge, that is the angle of that angle 90, that sharp edge, it took a large chunk of my skin out, that my bone was visible, blood everywhere. And then I was rushed to the hospital. They gave me some anesthesia and all that, administered drip, and began to stitch my leg back together. They wanted to admit me. I refused. I said I was going back home. I called, my dad, my parents, and all that. They were there with me. They came around, took me back home, and I was bleeding, bandage all over me. I was built to travel the following day back to Ebonyi to meet up with an appointment, a kingdom appointment. And look at me lying down here. Following morning, I got up early with my legs stitched. The doctor already gave me an appointment to come some days or a week after to come and loosen it and redress it. I said, I'm not coming, I'm going back. My dad shouted, going back where with this kind of condition? I said, sir, I'm going back. I tried to go that day. The whole leg, my leg was like it was already out. I tried, I moved. My dad tried to hold me, said, stay back, just stay back. I managed to stay back that day. Following day, when you have such incidents, the more it stays, the more the pain, the more the pain comes. The first day you even feel the pain. Second day, the pain increased. I dressed up, carried my bag straight to the park. I carried my leg bleeding like that and came back to Abakaliki. Guess what? I had a conference the following week that I was going to facilitate him. My leg was bleeding, the stitches. I missed the appointment to go and loosen it. I carried my leg like that with blood and water gushing out. I was wearing my trousers. You would literally feel this whole place soaked with blood, dripping on my shoe. I was on the platform with those thousands of people I was addressing at Grand Arena. My leg was soaked with blood. I was limping and still talking like nothing was happening. You know why? Dead to self. Dead. You know why I don't appeal to your generation when you guys misbehave? I just look at you guys and say, to hell with you. You know why? You cannot do guy for a dead man. I understand what death to self is. So when I see you play with things that appeals to yourself, I just say this one is yet to go to the cross. You don't understand what it is. You don't understand what it is. You don't know what it is. I was to do a talk somewhere in Cass, and some group of boys with pistols attacked me. Used their gun and broke my, thank God my eyes is now clear. I thought my eyes was gone, but I didn't even care if the eye was gone. Attacked me and my eyes turned red in a matter of seconds. Everyone was like, Pastor, no, you can't go, you have to stay back. I said, you and who is not going? They took my phone, took my valuables, took everything with me. I said, you and who? Be there. I dressed up and drove to the venue of the meeting the next day with my eye bleeding, and I was doing the will of God. In that meeting, I gave books free of charge. I am a man dead. If we would only collapse into community and kill self, what God will do with us, what God can give to us, where God can take us to. Any day God's plan begins to contend with your plan, please kill your plan. Let God's plan live.